Hey everybody, welcome back to Paul's Workshop. Today we're looking at the Novus plastic polishing system. I've been wanting to try this out for a while. Got this set on eBay. These are good sized bottles. This is the full 3-step system. And being somebody who works on the old slot machines and I have plastic telephones and things in the collection, I figure this is something that everybody recommends. It's something that we should have around the shop. And I haven't tried it yet. I did notice that Paul's Nintendo Wii U has some pretty deep scratches in the top and in the bottom. So we're going to work on cleaning this thing up, and we're going to see if the Novus plastic polish system can take care of some of these scratches, and we'll see how the system works. So stay with us. Okay, let's take a look at this unit, and it is a mess. It is a mess. So I'm just going to clean out some of the dust that's in the vents before I do too much other cleaning. So if you get the kit from eBay, it comes with some paper towel type rags, which they recommend that you use with it. But I'm going to try with a paper towel. I think we'll be okay. These are pretty good lint-free paper towels. So this is just the clean and shine. That's the first step, is to get it nice and clean. And still see some serious scratches in it. So, okay, we're going to go with step 2, and we're going to apply the number 3. The number 3 heavy scratch remover, and I'm going to follow the instructions and we'll see how this turns out. Okay, and you're supposed to work it back and forth until you start to see the scratches disappear. I'm going to have to actually get in and get that liquid out of the cracks. But I'll tell you what, I already see some improvement. So I'm going to continue with another round of the number 3 and try to get some more of those deep scratches out. Now, as you rub with this product, you can feel drag on it, if that makes sense. You can kind of feel that there's a pull to it. It's doing something. So, and we're going to let it dry, and we're going to polish it and see what we get. This has dried now. I'm going to buff it with, this is just some pieces of old t-shirt cloth. Let's see. So this has taken out a lot of those deep scratches, but it left behind a very fine scratches. So let's see if we can improve that look. Be careful, keep it out of the vent. From there, it's really nice. We turn it over, we look at the old side. So after a little bit more time polishing and buffing, the Wii U came out looking pretty good. If you look up close, you will see some scratches in it, but black is probably one of the hardest colors to get a good deep shine in. I'm going to have to still go back and get more of that material out of the cracks. But from what that looked like before, so I left the bottom alone so you guys could just still see what that looks like. So this is one of those machines that they would use in the court. It's in like a 1960s plastic. It's in okay shape overall. It looks good, but there's some issues here on the side. So this is where I'm going to try using step 2 to get some of these scratches out and see how that works. Okay, using number 2, shaken up. And I'll apply some to our cloth. This is our paper towel in this case.
Do the buffing how it says to do.
This is now after we applied step 2, and then back to number 1, plastic clean and shine. And this is what we have. It definitely, the feel of it is a lot different when you start and when you finish. Novus gives it a nice smooth finish, so it definitely feels nice in your hand. If you remember, we had some scuffs and light scratching here and here, so that's all been taken care of. Unfortunately, there's a couple gashes here and there that I can't get rid of, but overall, after the treatment with Novus, the finish is improved and the overall look of it is much better. So I think for something like this that's not dark in color and that's not in extreme case like that video game system was, it does a really nice job. I can see why the telephone restoration guys are into it. You may have been wondering what this thing was as I was working on it. This is actually a stenograph. And stenograph machines were used in offices and more famously or most notably in courtrooms. And if you are familiar with any of those court dramas on TV, there'd be a court reporter typing, and sometimes there's a dramatic moment where there's an interruption in the court or something, and the judge or the attorney says, what did he say? What did she say? And the court reporter gets up and pulls out the strip and reads off word for word the testimony in the courtroom. Well, these are still a part of the American court system. And one of the reasons why these are still in use and we don't just use video or audio recordings is because a stenographer is able to actually pick out and is trained to pick out voices and accents and things like that, and to be able to kind of hear over the noise. So if something were to happen to that electronic record in the courtroom, a noise would take out the microphone, or there's a mistake, an error or something like that, this is still the official record. And there's not a full set of keys on here, nor are there letters on here. And actually the way that the stenographer types is he or she holds down combinations of keys. And it doesn't print out words per se, it prints out syllables. It's a really interesting system, and it's hard to explain quickly and in a few minutes. So if you look down in the comments, I'm going to leave you guys a link to a great video about how these work and how stenographers do their job. If it's something that you're interested in, it's a really cool video to watch. And this was $15 at an antique store nearby here. It does work. What am I going to do with it? Well, I'm going to add it to my collection of obsolete or old technology here that we have at Paul's workshop. Now, I previously mentioned telephones. I think that's another thing that we'll try Novus polish on will be the telephone. And if you look at this one, there are some scratches along here. So we're going to look at that. We're going to take note of that. This is a rotary dial phone. It's a trim line. This one looks like vintage 1980. And I'm thinking it's a Western Electric. If you look here, I paid $2.99 for it at a thrift store. But actually, if you look here, there's one 1980 on here. If you look at the original year mark, it looks like 1972 might be when this was actually built. And then there was upgrades and things done to it in the process. So we're going to take this and we're going to see how this is going to come out after a treatment with Novus. So as I start to disassemble this, here's something interesting that you'll see when you're working with old telephones. So here's a date code here of 1980 on this circuit board. But then if you look down below, you see 1973 there on the dial. So a lot of times made of multiple parts as they've been changed, repaired, upgraded. I'm going to take all these screws out, so I'm just dealing with the housing to clean up. One thing you also learn along the way as you disassemble things, keep your screws kind of in the pattern that you take them out. So at this point, if you wanted to, you could give the phone a bath. There it is put together. The deep gashes, again, you're not getting out, but overall it looks very nice. It's got a nice shine to it. This wasn't really a phone resto video, although we could do one. But I definitely like to take it apart so we don't get stuff inside. I cleaned up the mechanisms a bit inside. Not a serious restoration on it, just a cleanup. But, well, I say for telephones, again, Novus is a good product. We have our unsponsored, unbiased Novus polish evaluation.
Hey Dad, what are you doing?
Oh, hi Paul, you're just in time. Say hello to everyone.
Hi guys, just in time for what?
You are just in time to do some phone polishing.
Okay, do you have like a rag here? Alright Dad, pass me the phone.
No, not phone, Paul. Phones. You're gonna polish the phones.
Okay. Polishing 2 phones.
Oh no, you're polishing the phones.
All of them?
Well, guys, it looks like Paul's got his work cut out for him, so I'm sure he'll be letting you know how well the Novus polish works.
My dad's got me polishing all these stupid phones. Make sure I get a huge cut of the ad revenue.